All right, we are going to be looking at how to write and solve equations with three kinds of angles, okay? Three kinds of pairs of angles. First, we're going to look at complementary, then we will look at supplementary, and then we will look at vertical angles, okay? So the first thing is complementary angles, okay? Remember in your video lessons that complementary the vocabulary or the definition of it is two angles that when you add them together, they equal 90 degrees, okay? So complementary is two angles, okay? Angles, whenever you see this little angle there, that means angle, okay? So two angles that add together to make 90 degrees. Okay, that's complementary. All right, so we're going to be looking at what we are given for the problem. Okay, that's this right here. I don't want you to get too overwhelmed by all the numbers and letters and everything. Okay, but this is what we're given, and we're going to talk about that too. Okay, and then we're also given the picture of our angles. Okay, so this says ray OL is perpendicular. This right here just means perpendicular to ray ON, okay? So I know that OL, that's this right here, OL is perpendicular to ON, that's this right here. When it's perpendicular, that just means that they come together and make 90 degrees, okay? So I'm going to draw that little box there to just so that way I can see that those two angles added together are 90 degrees, meaning that this angle and this angle are going to be complementary, okay? So angle, so this says the measure of angle, the M just means measure of angle, LOM, that's LOM, is 2x plus 46, okay? So this right here is equal to 2x plus 46, right? Measure of angle MON is equal to 3x minus 6, okay? MON is equal to 3x minus 6, okay? Now it says to find the measure of angle MON, okay? First thing we need to do is I know that this, whatever this quantity is, when I add it together to this quantity, it's going to equal 90 degrees, okay? So if I just add them together, set it equal to 90 degrees, then I should be able to figure out what x is, okay? So I'm going to solve for x first, okay? So 2x plus 46 plus 3x minus 6. Okay, so the 2x plus 46, I get that from this angle, plus 3x minus 6, I get that from this angle. Okay, when they are added together, they're going to equal 90 degrees. All right. Now I know this is a big, long equation. I do have two constants here, the positive 46 and the negative 6. Those are constants because they don't have a variable. And then I do have some like terms, this 2x and the 3x, okay? So I'm going to rearrange my equation so that I have my like terms together, okay? So I'm going to say 2x plus 3x, okay, plus 46 minus 6. So all I did was move this 3x in between over here, okay? Equals 90, all right? So 2x plus 3x I know is 5x. 5x plus 46 minus 6. So 46 minus 6 I know is going to be 40, positive 40. And that's going to equal 90, all right? Now I've got a regular two-step equation that I can go ahead and solve. Again, the reverse order of operations, I'm going to be looking at this plus 40. The inverse operation of addition is subtraction, so I'm going to be subtracting 40 to undo that plus 40. What I do to one side of my equation, I've got to do it to the other side. 90 minus 40, I know, is 50. Equals, these cancel out, 40 minus 40, they cancel out, and I'm just left with 5x. Okay, 5 times x. Inverse would be to divide. The opposite of multiplying is to divide. So I'm going to divide by 5 and divide this side by 5. Okay, these two 5's cancel out, and I'm just left with x. And x is going to be equal to 50 divided by 5 is 10. Okay, so I know that x equals 10. All right. Does that answer my question, though? No, my question, or what I'm trying to find, is the measure of angle MON. Okay, MON, that's this guy right here. Okay, I know that x is going to equal 10, so all I have to do is now just plug in that for my variable here. Okay, so off to the side, I'm going to do MON, which is 3x minus 6. Okay, I know that x is equal to 10. I just found that down here. Okay, I'm bringing that all the way up. Bringing that all the way up. Plugging that in. Okay, now order of operations say that I need to do the multiplication first. 3 times 10 is 30. Minus 6. 30 minus 6, which is 24. So the measure of angle MON equals 24 degrees. Okay, right, that was with complementary. The next one we're going to be looking at is with supplementary angles. So supplementary angles, you know that supplementary angles are two angles that when added together, they make 180 degrees. Okay, so again, two angles when added together make 180 degrees. All right. So again, my givens, I know that measure of angle QPR, that's this right here, is equal to 2x plus 122. Measure of angle RPS is equal to 2x plus 22. Okay? So what I'm going to be doing is, I know that these two are supplementary angles because I've got a straight line here, QPS. It is a straight line, okay? So I know that these added together is going to equal 180 degrees. Therefore, 2x plus 122 plus 2x plus 22 is equal to 180 degrees, okay? Again, I'm going to be solving for x by just moving all of my additives around. That is the commutative property of addition, remember? It says that 2x plus 122 is the same as 122 plus 2x. So I'm going to be moving my like terms together and my constants together. So 2x plus 2x plus 122 plus 22, and it's still equal to 180 degrees. All I did was move everything around. Okay, 2x plus 2x is 4x. Positive 122 plus 22 is going to be 144, okay, which equals 180. Okay, now I've got a regular two-step equation. Okay, subtracting 144 from both sides. Okay, so I've got 36 on this side equals 4x. dividing by 4 on both sides, and x is going to equal 9. Okay, does that answer my question? No, it doesn't. Remember, what I'm trying to find is the measure of angle RPS. Remember, an angle RPS equals 2x plus 22. So, I know what x equals, so off to the side, I'm going to say RPS, which is 2x plus 22, plugging in 9 for x, 2 times 9 plus 22, 2 times 9, I know is 18, and 18 plus 22 is going to be 40. So the measure of angle RPS is 40 degrees. Okay. All right. Last one, and I will go ahead and I will take pictures of all of these papers and I will post them for you, so that way you also have the notes as well. All right, vertical angles. Remember from our video lessons on Khan Academy, vertical angles, okay, are when two straight lines intersect. My vertical angles are the opposite angles. And what do I know about those opposite angles? That they are going to be the same angle measure, okay? So if this angle over here is 9x plus 194, this angle over here is 7x plus 182. All I need to do is add them together. If I'm going to find what this angle measure is and what this angle measurement is, I'm going to set them equal to each other. So 9x plus 194 is equal to 7x plus 182. Okay. So now this is a little bit different. I do have like terms, but they are on opposite sides of my equal sign. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing essentially is moving this 7x to be with this 9x and moving this 194 over here to be with its other constant, okay? What I mean by moving it over is, again, reverse operations, okay? So if I take away 7x over here and take away 7x over here, let's see what happens. Minus 7x, minus 7x, okay? When I take away 7x over here, I'm not left with any variable on the right side of my equation. All I'm left with is 182. 182. Now over here, I've got 9x minus 7x, which is 2x, okay? Plus the 194. Perfect, okay? Now this looks like a regular two-step equation, right? I'm going to take this 194, move it over here. Same thing. I would subtract 194 from both sides. Okay? So I'm left with 2x. And I've got a positive 182 minus 194. Of course, I'm subtracting. I have more negatives than I do positives. So I'm going to be finding the difference between the two. And my answer is going to be negative, okay? So off to the side, I'm going to do 194 minus 182, and I'm going to get 12. So when I take 182 minus 194, I'm going to get negative 12, okay? And I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and x is going to equal a negative 6. Okay, negative 12 divided by a positive 2 is a negative. So x is going to be negative, all right? Now, if I want to find the measure of this angle or this angle, remember they are the same. So I'm just going to pick one of them to solve for. And I know that whatever this angle is, it's going to equal the other side as well. So x is equal to negative 6. I'm just going to pick this one, 7x plus 182. 7x plus 182. Plugging in the negative 6 for my variable. 7 times negative 6 plus 182. 7 times negative 6 is going to be a negative 42 plus the 182. Again, I have a negative and I have a positive added together. So what I'm going to need to do is find the difference between the two. The number with the greater absolute value is going to hold the sign of my answer. My 182 is the bigger number. It does have the larger absolute value. Therefore, because 182 is positive, my sum is also going to be positive. Now I just need to find the difference between the two absolute values. So 182 minus 42, off to the side. 182 minus 42 is going to be 140. So my answer is 140. 140 degrees, okay? Now, of course, 140 degrees is an obtuse angle, meaning it's greater than 90 degrees. This angle, not so much, but I just drew it out for you guys. So it's, of course, not to scale, okay? I will post, like I said, I will take pictures of these and I will post them on a Google Classroom so that way you have the notes for complementary, supplementary, and the vertical angles here, okay? And of course, if you have any questions at all, please come to my office hours and I will be happy to answer them.